Originals has played such a huge part in the Adidas brand, and now we have the pleasure of having Originals back in golf. We've got Dylan Moore, the creative director for golf at Adidas, and I wanted to talk to you about Originals coming back to the golf world. Hasn't been there since the 80s, and now we're bringing it back. Just to start, why did you all want to bring it back now? What was the impetus behind that?
Yeah, I mean, for us, the trefoil is the original mark of the brand. So it's very cherished by us internally, and has a huge following, by consumers. What's happening in the game currently with kind of the new movement in golf, new players coming to golf, there's really been a whole new fresh take on style.
Yeah.
So we really felt that now is the right time to bring back the original culture brand, the trefoil.
I feel like that is sort of a culture shift within golf too, that it's not the stuffy, I don't want to date myself, but I started playing golf when I was 3 years old, back when it was the potato sacks that didn't breathe, and there was no style. It was khaki pants, saddle shoes, and white shirts, and that was it. Now it does feel like you can kind of push the boundaries a little bit on the golf course. Is that what you're seeing too?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think there's both. Like, I think there's a really a performance movement, there's a high-end fashion movement, and there's kind of this kind of streetwear lifestyle look and feel that's coming to the course. I think that's what we really speak about in Originals, is like everyone has that ability to be their own original self. So we really feel like this product range and bring the trefoil to golf will really help people be able to mix and match and really wear it the way they want to wear it. How
would you describe this line? How does it fit into what we just talked about?
Yeah, so I mean, we took we have such a long, great archive, going back 75 years and back into the early 70s, late 70s in golf in particular. So I think what we wanted to do is look back into our own archive, see how we were affecting golf culture back then, and then kind of modernize it, premiumize it, and modernize it a bit.
Yeah. The colors, the styling, does that lend itself to some of the trends outside of golf too? I feel like in the fashion world in itself, that style is starting to come back.
Oh, for sure. I mean, yeah. So, I mean, in Originals, everything that we do has to feel culturally relevant and modern. If you look at, I think the great thing is that not only has streetwear and fashion influenced golf, but if you look in the fashion world, there's so many brands right now that are taking inspiration from golf.
Yeah.
So we try to marry those two worlds. What's great and traditional about golf, and then modernize it.
How does this compare to past Originals too, and how do you improve on it or modernize it? What does that really mean?
Yeah, so I mean, for us, I mean, we have our performance range as well. So that's true performance, making athletes better. This is trying to offer something that brings you, that you're able to wear on the golf course, fit in and feel comfortable on the golf course, but it's really about being able to bring it into your life off the golf course. So, everything has to feel lifestyle, has to fit into your culture outside the golf course, but we put just enough performance in it to perform on the golf course.
I'm always interested in the design aspect of this. So this line specifically, what was the inspiration for it, and where do you even start? How do you come up with these designs?
Yeah, I mean, for us, there's many ways to come up with inspiration for products, but for us, it was important that we kind of went back to the beginning and some key points of our heritage in the game. So we looked back into some times when we won majors, what was going on in that time from our brand outside of the world of golf and other sports as well, and really took inspiration from that time. It was kind of the late mid-'80s is when the era of when that was happening.
Yeah, well, a ton of inspiration to draw from here at Adidas, bringing the past now back into the future with Originals.